One-foot-flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the 1 Foot Flipper. It's Friday afternoon and I'm feeling pretty good. My friend Bruce just left from here and he cleaned me out of my DVDs. He bought 300 DVDs and one of my spare coolers and got them out of here. That means one entire giant tub gone and a cooler gone. And that's another 10 square feet of space, 10 cubic feet of space, sorry, that I'm going to get back, maybe 8. I don't know. I couldn't be more thrilled about that. And I'm not even going to mention the amount of money because it doesn't matter. I wanted those items gone. Gave Bruce a great deal. Bruce is happy. I'm happy. And I've had a lot of new subscribers lately. I am creeping up on 4,000 subscribers. Although, one funny thing is, every time I post a video, I always lose a subscriber within 5 minutes of posting the video. And I know exactly why that is, because I gained half of my subscribers off of a single video, and thus, every time I post a video, some people who have only ever watched that one video will get suggested me. They'll start watching and they're like, why did I subscribe to this guy? And they'll unsubscribe. And it happens with every video. But then later, usually I gain some, depending on the video. Some of my videos are more for not about the first day that they're out. They're more about the long term than they are about the single day. Like my video on standard envelope shipping continues to get 20 views a day and has been since I posted it. So it didn't do very well at first, but it's now one of my highest ranking videos. And for those of you who do make videos, maybe making videos about that have a long-term usage more than just like this week's eBay sales might help you get more views over the long term. All right, and our topic today is 8 things you can do to increase your eBay sales and profits that don't cost you anything. And the first thing you can do is give away your mistakes to make your slow sell-through items move. Some items are just a mistake. Like, let's say, this plastic dinosaur. He could just be a complete mistake. He could be completely unsellable. But I could have another plush dinosaur that very clearly sells for $8. But there's a lot of them listed, only 2 sell per month, and $8 is what they tend to sell for, so I put him with the $8 one, and I still list it for $8. Suddenly, the customer looking for that plush dinosaur says, oh, I get a second one with this one, and they buy mine. And it cost me nothing because this was a mistake that otherwise would have got donated or gone in the trash. See, a few sales here. Sold this bag of Warhammer metal 40,000 metal parts. It's a bunch of assorted parts that seemingly worth selling on their own. Now, if I was the true biggest expert in the world on that, I could have probably gotten $100 out of that bag. But I was happy enough. I just posted a picture of the parts in the Warhammer group on Facebook, and I said, hey, anything in here significant? About a half dozen people mentioned items, took those out of the lot to sell separately, and I put the rest of it up for $24, and it sold in one day. So I probably could have got a little bit more for it, but that's okay. You don't always have to get all the money. I essentially had no money in those at all. I was going to get rid of them or just save them to maybe build miniatures later, but I realized I paint 3 miniatures a year, so I'm never going to get to it. Okay, your next tip is you need to have enough empty space of every kind to work in. If your space is cramped and cluttered, like mine and like that of many resellers, it can slow things to a crawl. If I've got to move 3 boxes of records out from in front of my photo station just to use it, how much time am I burning to that every single day? How much time am I burning moving this pile of stuff every time I need to get the things on the bottom shelf down there? So that's one of the biggest things you do. Do not overfill your area. And I'm working on fixing those problems in my own store right now. I sold this 2-pack of Rexall class books. These are just spiral notebooks, but they're from the early 60s and they're still sealed in the original plastic. These did take a long time to sell, but I got $13.49. Maybe these are going to a collector. Maybe they're a prop. I don't know, but older sealed items can usually always eventually sell. And your number 3 things is sometimes those bad items can sell with a little bit of creativity. I'm going to pop a picture of this M&M chair up on here. This is the sort of thing you might pick up at a garage sale because it looks good. It looks cool. It looks like it might sell. But in reality, this item has a 300-month sell-through rate. That's right. It takes almost 20 years to sell one, for the average one to sell. When I saw that, I said, well, I'm not listing this as what it is. So I made a listing, and I called it Giant King M&M Sits on His Throne, Hail to the King of Man Caves, or something similar to that. I listed it for the $12.99 that I figured that it seemed like it would be worth. They usually actually sell for less than that. I promoted it at around 10%, and it sold in 6 weeks. Specifically, I wanted a customer to see that and not be looking for that, or not be comparing it to the same item. And it worked. Sold a lot of 4 assorted Barbies that I didn't figure were worth selling on their own. $19.79. Not huge money, but better than trying to get $5 or $6 each for them and taking years to sell. Those are up for about 2 months. Number 4 is for hard to title or unique items that are valuable, you want to try checking the sell-through rate on different combinations of title keywords that you might be using. You know, if you've got this really nice vintage, made in America cooler, and it's got a stripe, it's red, maybe it's got a white stripe. Maybe you want to see, does it sell through faster if you mention the white stripe on the side, or does it not sell faster if you mention the white stripe? Does talking about the hinges in the title matter? Or it's different, just different keywords you might use. Just try those keywords in that category on their own and see which combination has the better sell-through rate, and that can help your item sell faster, and it doesn't cost you any money to do it. All right, I sold a beach towel. I'm not going to unwrap it, but this is a vintage Pokemon beach towel. It's got Pikachu, Eevee, Charmander, Squirtle, all the popular ones on there. $8.99. I listed this in the wintertime, basically as soon as it actually got warm out, actually beach towel time. It's sold. Your number 5 thing that's free, that's going to improve your sales and profitability, is try to list as many similar items at once as you can. Number 1 is it's going to be faster to process. You are going to list a stack of 50 books faster than you're going to list a stack of items that's book, coffee maker, Barbie doll, cooler, tape gun, remote control, Beanie Baby. Try to list as many sames as you can. For one thing, you're going to list them a lot faster, and your time is your money. And number 2 is it's going to improve those customers who browse your store. You list 50 books in a row, people are going to look at those books, and they might click on see other items, and they're going to see those newest items are also books, and that can lead to increased sales, and it doesn't cost you any money to do it. Sold these Warhammer 40,000 Space Orc Runt Herder with 2 runts, $12.99. Probably put it too cheap because it sold in 6 hours. And I sold this Steppenwolf album, $6. This one was before, I'd had that one up for a while. It was before I started putting videos in my album listings. So it probably would have sold faster if it had that video. Right, your number 6 thing won't cost you anything is start spreading the word around that you buy collections of things. Let that inventory come to you. If you're not looking for the inventory, you're not spending your time for the inventory. That's more time that you could spend listing, packing, and shipping. And also, you can afford to pay a little bit more when you don't have to go looking for the item. I will pay more if the item comes to me because I didn't have to leave the house. I didn't burn an hour searching for the thing. It just came to me. But what you got to do, beware about that if you're buying from your friends a lot, is that you don't want to turn what should be a 5-minute you got to watch out that those 5-minute transactions don't turn into 2 hours of hanging out and chatting and everything else, unless you want to. But if you're trying to do it from a business perspective, you've got to make sure that you don't burn hours on those minor buys. Of course, a couple of videos I was talking about how craft gourds don't sell in the summer, which of course made them start selling immediately. Sold this one for $12.99. I'm almost out, which means I'm going to have to get more of them from my source, who I also just told that they weren't selling at all right now because it was warm outside. Number 7. Start timing your processes. Figure out where to streamline, how to streamline them, how to take your pictures faster, how to get your listings in faster. Figure out where you're wasting time. I was wasting time every day losing my phone in my basement while I was processing orders, looking for them. I'd set it down someplace and then not know where it went. And it particularly happens to me a lot since I'm in a wheelchair. I can't easily slip my phone into my pocket, so it tended to go from hand to shelf. But now I hang it around my neck and I don't lose my phone when I'm in the basement anymore. And another thing I do to streamline my processes is usually I have what's called an ending photo in every set of photos of an item. The ending photo might be finally the item sitting on the scale, or for items that I don't have to weigh, I will take a blank picture of the photo station. That allows me easily, when I'm putting my pictures into my listings, to know where to stop. Or sometimes I file the items before I list them, and in that case my end photo is a picture of the bin that the item is in. Still lets me know where to stop, and it also lets me know what to put in on that custom SKU as to where that item is located. And you need to have a custom SKU system. I don't care if there's a few resellers out there we love who say they somehow get by without them. Those people are not the norm. Most people cannot handle 1,000, much less a 2,000 or 5,000 item store without a SKU system. Really, the only way I could see to do it is if you only sold one type of thing and it's all in alphabetical order. And not every SKU system that you hear about is set for every business. Like you'll hear Daily Refinement insist that you have to use a date-based SKU system, which fine, that works absolutely perfectly for clothes and is completely nonsensical for many other sorts of businesses. I sold Sony remote control, $7.36. Sony remotes always sell eventually. So if you pick them up for 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, you know they'll sell eventually. My 8th and final way, and if you stayed this long, this is the good one, to make more money for free, is ask the customers to buy more items. In the last 24 hours, I've sold 6 extra items just by messaging the customer after they bought the item. Example, customer bought this Beanie Baby, which yes, I sold a Beanie Baby. Jealous? I lot my Beanie Babies with the trading card that goes with them. My sell-through rate on them is incredible because of that. Just bought a Beanie Baby. I sent her a message, hey, if you want to buy any more Beanie Babies tonight, I can ship them with that first one, and I'll just refund any shipping that you pay on those extra Beanie Babies. So she bought a couple more. I dropped one on the floor someplace. Oh, there he is. Manatee. So I turned a $5 sale into a $16 sale. And I also had a customer last night who bought an oil painting. And I said same thing. You saw this in the last video too, because this stretched over more than one video. Said, hey, I can get a whole bunch of paintings in that tube. Any more paintings you want to buy? I'll refund the shipping on them and I'll just put them all in the same tube. And she bought more. Extra $56 in sales there. Just for asking for more sales. That works with anything. If you've got similar items to what the customer already bought, if you've got a bunch of records, they buy a record, say, hey, I can get a bunch of records in that record mailer. If you want to get any more, I'll refund the shipping on those. Go ahead, load it up. Records, books, anything where you've got similars, where you know that adding more items isn't truly going to put the shipping completely out of whack. So you're not going to do it with coffee makers, but you're going to do it with books and movies, video games, little small toys, anything like that. And I think that's all I've got for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and goodbye.